Got a top tip for you. You know when you're trying to get float ball gaskets on and the fucking things keep falling off and you think, oh, I just want to glue them on or something, but you obviously don't want anything, you understand what I'm saying. This stuff, Molykote high vacuum grease, it's really, really, really sticky. You only need a tiny weeny little bit of it. Look how stringy it is. It's really sticky. If you smear the it's O-ring friendly too. If you smear the tiniest little bit on the O-ring, get a float ball. Sticks like poo to a blanket, and you're not. Yeah, there's no danger of anything contaminating the inside of the float, you know, the float chamber and stuff. That's the top tip for this video. Right, let's put the rest of these float balls on and we will carry on with the assemblage. You literally need the tiniest amount and it just seems to, well, it just works brilliantly. Bit of lube on an O-ring is always good, isn't it? Bit of lube on your ring and then you get the idea. Right, I think we'll treat this to some new float ball screws because we can. What have we got? 4x16s probably, with or without a washer. Are they the right ones? Yes, they are. Here's a top tip for you. So, if ever you've tried to get diaphragms in, some carbs are super easy and they just fall together. But it's often the case that you need to stick your finger in the inlet side and hold the slide in the up position. And more often than not, the diaphragm will sit in the body of the carburetor in a much neater way. And then you can be more confident that you've got the diaphragm properly captured. Does that make sense? And you can also use some high vacuum grease if you really need to help hold it in position. Some of them are like a fucking man trap. What was I thinking of then? Some of the Fireblade carburetors, the spring is so strong, it's literally, yeah, it's really hard to get them together. What you have to do in that instance is you've got a plastic diaphragm cover. What you have to do is load the slide and the spring into the cover like this, because the spring's so strong, and then try and fight it together. Fucking hell, they're an absolute pain to do. But yeah, holding the slide up with your finger while you're trying to line that diaphragm up is often a good solution. Ta-da! One set of carburetors. Little bit of fannying around. I've done some rerouting of cables to make it all neat. Remember how it was rubbing on the throttle cable here? Anyway, that's all as good as I can get it. I think it was probably routed incorrectly before, like completely incorrectly. Anyway, I won't get into that. I found something as I was putting them together that I think, you know, that rear cylinder, the rear right cylinder was flooded. I think I found the reason. So this choke cable assembly is, the way the choke works is, how to describe it, slightly complicated. The VMAXs just have a metal rod that runs, get it in shot, Jim. They have a metal rod that runs underneath to join the two banks of carbs together, which is a nice simple solution. This thing has got a cable that runs over. It's just, I don't know, it seems overcomplicated to me. Get to the point. I found that the way the choke cable was adjusted it had to have been holding these two cylinder, the chokes open, because even after there's an adjuster here for the free play in the cable, even with maximum free play, it's only just not holding the chokes open, and it was adjusted quite a way out, so I've had to fuck around with the cables a bit. It must have been holding the choke open slightly on these two cylinders, so I think that was contributing to, you know, the issues we were having. So block pilot jet, choke being held open, diaphragm the wrong way round, generally filthy dirty. Anyway, there we are. Put a new rivet in there in case you hadn't noticed. Did you notice before that that was broken? Anyway, waffling. Inlet manifold rubbers next, and then we can get these on, and hopefully it will run beautifully. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, that one's loose already, isn't it, I think? Is it, or did I tighten it back up again? Oh, that's good of me. What was I thinking? Ow! Wrist snapping, that's what that sound was. I'm going to have to change sides, am I? Camera is right in the way. Just enough room for my T-bar. That's tight. Too tight. Land a jumbo jet in there. This is where we find out I'm all chuffed with my new inlet manifold rubbers, and they're the wrong fucking size probably. Okay. I think they look okay to me. Happy days. Hello, baby girl.
Guess what they were playing in the supermarket?
What were they playing in the supermarket?
The song from Back to the Future said, "Go, go, Johnny, go, go, Johnny, go."
Johnny Be Good?
Yeah.
The song from Back to the Future. I love that that's your point of reference. That says more about me than it does about you.
Look what I bought, Daddy. So it's a pocket pencil case. It actually works, see?
Well, that's cool.
And then you can go on the inside and pop it back. And a little stationary multi-tool. It came with a spare rubber. But so what happens is it's this. It can split in half. And so one side is a sharpener.
Right.
And you pull this bit and you can empty the sharpener.
Does that mean you're not going to sharpen your pencils all over the kitchen table?
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
And then this bit is the rubber, see?
Oh, yeah.
And it's attached to my rubber.
You're still going to rub your rubber out stuff all over the kitchen table, though.
And look, it has a pixelized rainbow ice lolly on it.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Little crumbs. And it came with a spare rubber in case it runs out, see?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And I keep it in this pencil case.
How much was that, then?
The pencil case was £3 and the multi-stationary tool thing was £2. And Mummy said she'd buy the pencil case for me. So all I had to do is give her £2.
Awesome.
And I'm really pleased with it. And look at the back, it's a beautiful one.
You do know the camera's on, right?
Is it?
Everybody in the world can hear you talking.
Yeah, I'm famous.
No, you're not.
Oh.
They're not seeing your face.
Can they see my face?
No,
Why not?
because it's just looking down on top of this engine, and it's not filming you.
Can they hear me?
They can hear everything you've just said.
Do they know about my new pencil case?
I do now.
Can I show them my pencil case?
Come on then, put it by there and they'll see
my
it.
pencil case.
Oh, look at that, there you go. You thought you were tuning in to look at a motorbike being repaired.
Yay! I'm famous!
Right, you can go now.
I love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Go in the house, go.
Okay. I love you.
Love you, bye.
Love you. I love you.
Right, that's the manifolds on. Once they're tight. Oh, hang on, where's me? What happened then? This is what happens, you see, when you get... Oh, sorry, that's my head in the shot. Fucking children involved. Distracting. Right, I'll finish tightening these up. We'll get the clamps on all in the right position. And then we'll get these carbs on and we'll see if it runs properly. There's going to be carb balancing involved because when you separate the two banks of carburetors from one another, they never go back. You know, we've got that bracket, haven't we, with the linkage between the two. Yeah, they're going to be way out of balance. I've said it before, I'm like, if you're disturbing carburetors in any way, got to rebalance them when you put them back on. There's just no way. Just the act of taking them off and putting them back on will send them out of adjustment. Right, I'll bring you back on. Bring you back on. I'll bring you back in when the carbs are going on. I was just watching back that last clip when my daughter was talking to me. How many times can one man tighten up the same bolt? There's a good lesson there. How easy it is to get distracted. I'm a sort of, when I'm working on a bike, it's a bit sort of zen for me. I like to just get in the zone and just, you know, focus and be methodical about what I'm doing. You learn that if you're working, those of you guys that work for dealers and do it for a living, you know that every movement takes time, doesn't it? So I remember working for a dealer and they literally watching like a hawk. Every single minute of every single day was measured and I fucking hated it. It's how I ended up becoming self-employed and starting my own business. But you really learn that, you know, you don't need to be going back and checking the same bolt 3 times. You just need to really pay attention in the moment and know you've done everything and move on to the next job. What am I waffling about? I just wanted to say that it's really, there's a lesson. It's easy to be distracted, isn't it? When somebody comes and talks to you and you're trying to do something technical, like if the phone rings or something, I find that, you know, I could have tightened, speak properly. I could have tightened all these bolts up and been on the last one and the phone would ring. I'd go and answer the phone, I'd come back and have to go around them all again. Yeah, it's a pain in the arse when people come and distract you. Anyway, we'll give her a free pass. The pencil case was lovely. Right, put the carbs on, Jim. Do you really want to watch me fighting these carburetors on? Well, theoretically, they should be slightly easier because the rubbers are nice and soft. It was that wiring loom last time, wasn't it? Oh, look at that. Like a new one. Okay. Okay. Oh, what a stupid place to put a camera. Who put that there? Right, I'm going to have to move you. There's not a lot to see, is there? Throttle, push them down, tighten them up. Throttle cables connected. Choke cable. A few pipes. That's it really. Or connection dot TPS. Carb heater plug. Let me get them on because you're in the way. Get some vacuum gauges on it, get some fuel to it. Let's start it up and see where we're up to. What is happening? Where's that stuck? It feels rubbery. Ah, it'll be that pipe then. better. Right, let's move you out of the way. Okay, so I have a confession. I've already started it. It's the next day now. I fitted them, went to film the startup, and the battery, I'd left the camera on and the battery was flat, so, and I wasn't gonna, it was the end of the day. I didn't want to fuck around charging the camera and be in here any longer than I had to be, so I started it anyway, so sorry, but you didn't miss anything. I got a little clickety click from the fuel pump, carbs filled up, and it started. Sounds lovely actually. Let me start it for you. Contact. Oh, helps if you turn it on. So all 4 pipes are getting hot. Next thing, I haven't put vacuum gauges on yet. I've just got the rubber bungs on the inlet manifold takeoffs. Let's put some vacuum gauges on and see how far out the carbs are. I suspect, I might be wrong, but because we have this vacuum leak, they're going to be out anyway because the bodies have been split, but I'm thinking maybe this carburetor will be further out than the others because I think the carbs were balanced to compensate for that vacuum leak that we had. So I'll shut up and I'll go and get my vacuum gauges and I'll bring you back in. Righty ho. Vacuum gauges are on. See those? Is that coming out on camera? See what we got going on. Contact. Oh yes, we have a problem. Well, not a problem. We have some adjustment to do. Yeah, so my theory looks like it's correct. So that was the vacuum leaky cylinder. I mean, they're all over the place because I've disturbed the bodies, but where the hell is the screw? Hello? Oh, it must be that one. You can hear the revs coming up. Now the carbs are coming back into balance. The idle is getting higher. Wow, they are fucking fiddly. They're fiddly to adjust. Well, I think I'm going to call that good. Every time I fucking rest the screwdriver on the screw, they go out of balance. They are so sensitive to adjustment. Let's call that quits. Let's get the airbox on it. Let's go and have a spin. I think we're in business. Stupid place to put a fucking key all the way back there. Right, okay. Road testage. Well, tell you what I should have done. Should have done the tyre pressures. Fucking hell, it's like a lazy boy chair. Okay. Oh yeah, I think it needs air in the front tyre. Shall I turn around? Fuck it, I'll do it when I get back. God, it's scorching hot today. Okay, and we're off. I'm not expecting any horrors, but you never know. How high the corners in this field here, taking the view away from us. Okay, right, what to say? A couple of things I wanted to mention. Idle mixture. I set the mixture screws to 2 turns out, which is what the stock setting is, and I just quickly, I did it off camera, I just stuck the sniffer up the exhaust pipe and it's pretty much bang on stoic. So that's that. And the other thing I didn't show, which I wanted to and I should have done really, was testing the fuel level in the carburetors when they were on the bench. There's a little cast mark in the side of the float bowl, and you put a little bit of clear pipe on the drain of the off the bottom of the carburetor, and you open the drain screw and you can see the fuel level come up. I should have shown that on camera, but I didn't. So float level was good, idle mixture was good, and I mean they're all stock, the carbs. I haven't done many miles. The engine's completely stock, exhaust stock air filter. So, you know, it's no surprise that it's, well, let's just see if it does run alright. Let's give it a few revs. Oh yes, I mean it's not VMAX power, is it? Obviously, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the sort of motorbike that you just waft along on. I wish I'd put air in the tyres. It feels horrible. But yeah, I mean this is going to be a short road test. Let me put my goggles down. It might be a bit windy for the mic. Going to be a short road test. Or shall I go all the way around the block? Fuck it, I'll go all the way around the block. I should probably adjust my mirrors so I can actually see what's behind me as well. That might be quite useful. Oh, that one's fucking loose, look. It's because it came here in the back of a van. Well, it comes back down to a nice idle. They're never standard Yamaha mirrors, are they? They're awful things. Comes back down to a nice smooth idle. I mean, it's got a little bit of go, but then it's a 1300cc V4, so you'd kind of expect it to have a bit of beans, even though it's got tinsy wincy little carburetors and stuff. Okay, there's no point in this road test carrying on anymore, is it? You don't really want to watch me ride this bike, so do the like and subscribe thing. I'm just knocking on the door of 40,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. And then if you want to join in the conversation, become a patron and get yourself connected to the Discord. Loads and loads of people in there now, loads of good information being shared. It's a great place. I don't really do social media, and although I do pay attention to the YouTube comments, you know, in the first 24 hours of the video being published, I have said this previously, the only place I really pay any attention is the Discord server. I'm not a Facebooker or a Instagrammer or anything like that. I can't really be arsed with social media, but the Discord is somewhere where you've sort of got to pay to play to a certain extent, so the people in there are generally pretty sound. Because it's, you know, it's behind a paywall, isn't it? It sorts out the real people from the tits. Right, I'll stop waffling. Ooh, yellow car. I'll stop waffling and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. What a lovely day for a ride. It's so comfy. I think I could actually fall to sleep on this massive barn door of a screen. It's like no wind at all, hardly. A little bit of buffeting on the top of my helmet, but yeah, you literally fall asleep riding this thing. Really smooth and really quiet and really comfortable. Exactly what it was made for. And it really doesn't want to go around a corner with a flat front tyre.